Good day. This is meteorologist Kyle Gallagher coming to you from the 24/7 Fleetweather Ocean Routing Center. Time is 15:30 Z on the 16th of June 2022. This is an overview of tropical activity ongoing in the eastern Pacific Ocean. First, we'll take a look at a satellite picture from SIMS of Hurricane Blas, which is off the southwest coast of Mexico at this time. Looking at the satellite image, we see a fairly well developed system. Does not appear to be a well-defined eye at this point. And the system has been moving off to the west-northwest over the last 12 to 24 hours. Conditions have been favorable for intensification during this time. However, as the system begins to move off to the west, you see here, take a look at vertical wind shear, that these shear values increase as we head to the west. So we'll be expecting the system to gradually weaken over time as we get into the next couple of days. Taking a look at the latest ensembles, courtesy of Weather Nerds. On the left here, we have the ECMWF. On the right, we have the latest GFS, both in fair agreement of the system continuing steadily off to the west-northwest over the next few days, eventually weakening as we get into the long-range time frame. The latest official track from the Hurricane Center in Miami has the system at a 75 knot maximum intensity and expected to maintain that intensity over the next 24 to 36 hours before the system begins to encounter that increased vertical wind shear, as well as much cooler sea surface temperatures off to the west, with fairly rapid weakening anticipated by later this weekend and early next week. To the east of that, we have Invest 93E, which is currently rated with a high chance of cyclone development in the next 48 hours, according to the Hurricane Center, which I get to in a second. Take a look at the satellite image. System fairly disorganized at this time. We see some flaring convection here off of the coast, with some more flaring convection farther offshore, but no real organized structure to the system at this point. That's due to fairly high levels of vertical wind shear in the area at this time. Those conditions are expected to become more favorable for organization in the coming days. And here is that outlook from the National Hurricane Center, showing an 80% chance of development, both in the next 48 hours as well as in the next 5 days, with the Hurricane Center expecting a tropical depression to form over the next couple of days. Again, let's take a look at the latest ensemble guidance here from Weather Nerds. European model on the left, GFS model on the right, both in fair agreement with the system moving fairly erratically over the next 24 hours or so, 48 hours or so, before eventually beginning to track as we go through time more off to the west and west-northwest at a more steady rate. Lastly, we'll take a look at the latest run of the operational GFS model from our in-house product. On the left here, we have Hurricane Blas, and on the right here, we have the Invest 93E. Focusing on Blas to start with, as you see the system moving steadily off to the west-northwest over the next couple of days, and by the time we get into the 19th, we see the system really beginning to weaken as it encounters that more unfavorable environment, both in terms of wind shear and sea surface temperatures. We'll go back to the beginning. We'll focus in here on the 93E. Slow organization shown by the GFS model, as well as that meander, that erratic movement over the next 48 to 72 hours. As we get into the beginning of next week, we do see the system begin to look more organized and track more steadily to the west. In both cases, systems are not expected to impact the immediate coast and remain offshore, but something that we'll be keeping a close eye on here over the next few days. Thank you for watching. I'm meteorologist Kyle Gallagher. Stay connected and safe.